Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Stevie is using plastic utensils to cut a birthday cake when we have a perfect one there.
Ali.
What did I do?
Ali, how have you not got the back of Stevie's head there straight into the cake? You've missed a trick there.
No.
I can't even reach it with my hand. How's he going to get it
That's
in
my
my
cake,
face?
Don.
First of all, we're talking about an elderly
Yeah,
man.
you still would have chuckled okay.
Steady.
True.
Just because you knocked out the World Cup and had a snigger.
We're talking about a man who may not be able to get up if I put him in the cake.
All right, okay.
How's he in charge? How's he in charge of
Of the
this?
cake cutting.
Well,
How
it's
is he in charge of
straight
this?
away,
I
didn't
wish
he?
that people were able to see my angle here, and it's not pretty, but I guess it's effective.
Tell you what, it looks a nice cake.
It does look a lovely cake. Thank you so much, everybody. Don's with us to answer the question. That's your piece, Stevie.
Happy birthday, Kate.
Thank you very much.
You want a piece?
Yeah, of course I do.
I don't know.
Got to have a piece of my own birthday cake.
Okay, all right.
All right, that first question. Happy birthday, Kay. What's your favourite personal moment in football, and what do you remember about meeting Stevie, Ale and Don for the first time? Okay, my favourite personal moment in football is Middlesbrough winning their only cup in their history, 120
Cool, you
years.
got a good memory.
I was there in Cardiff for it.
Hey! Oh man, hey, I got to be honest with you, Stevie. The odd makers did not see that as a successful endeavor.
My
Oops,
goodness,
that for that,
Stevie.
That is a big percentage you've got there, Kate. That's a big percentage.
It is right. Okay, it's my birthday. I'll go for it. Do I remember meeting Stevie, Ali and Don for the first time? Stevie was on Zoom because it was during COVID.
Oh.
And so we did some digital hits together.
Right.
So yes, I do. It was a memorable moment. Ale was actually on pretty much my screen test for ESPN.
Oh, there I was.
Well, I got sent to Atlanta to do the Campeones Cup with Ale and Herc.
Yeah, so with me, basically.
And so, yeah, that sealed the deal.
Well, you've done well to survive that.
Man, I thought it was a team that worked really well together.
We worked fantastic together, and it's been the same ever since.
Yeah.
And then Don, we've had this conversation before. I often wonder.
Self-adulation is no adulation.
I often wondered, Don, if you were at the PFA Awards years ago with all your Sunderland team, and that we were all out one night, and I remember seeing the Sunderland players out, and I still think Don Hutchison was among them. Back in his Black Cats days.
I think so. It's a bit of a blur because it was an all-dayer.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a blur.
Why is that, Don? You were just tired? It's been a long day?
Shirley Temple.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so
And Covent Garden.
Too much cake.
Much more memorable with these two than with Don.
Yeah.
We can't quite work out when it was. Is this the worst Manchester derby ever? Which manager is facing more pressure to get a result? Which manager will set lower expectations of getting a result more pre-match? Who are the actual underdogs? You can answer that, Don.
Yeah, because we're all eating.
Who's under pressure?
Do you want a bit?
Yeah, you crack on. Yeah, you crack on.
We'll save you a bit.
It depends on the scoreline. So if Man U go there and beat Man City 1-0, it puts Pep under pressure. But if Man City turn Man United over by 4 or 5, it massively puts Amorim under pressure. Because that's a scoreline that cannot happen in this fixture.
But the question is, going into the match, Don, who's under more pressure?
Well, going into the match, it's pretty irrelevant because the context is the result. The context is not going into it. The context is not the performance. This game's all about the end game, which is the result. So,
Well, if Man United get in from the game...
I think Pep's under more pressure.
If Man United get in from the game,
I think
it's a
Pep's
bonus.
under more pressure.
Nobody expects them to get in for the game.
Okay, Don.
Yeah, hang on, you had them winning. Hang on, didn't Stevie have them winning?
What's that got to do with it?
I mean, studio.
I'm just saying.
Studio didn't have
Well,
to
you
give a
just said no one
prediction.
We didn't give our predictions because they're going to be back on before it.
But Stevie's just said there, no one expects Man United to get anything from the game, but he's got them to win.
He hasn't given a
So
prediction
he does.
yet.
He hasn't
I
given
don't
us
give a
prediction.
prediction.
Don, go.
right,
Hey,
I'll let you
Don,
off then.
go do a
Let you off.
starting 11 for Liverpool, please.
Yeah.
He suddenly went back to PFA.
no,
I'll tell you what I will do.
Don.
Give me another crack at it. I'll come up with another system.
Don, or should I say Donatello? Who has the better odds of topping their group, Italy or Scotland?
Scotland, Kay. Scotland, Italy. Don't know if you've seen that
Can't
mad
believe
result
you've
the other
turned
day.
your
They
back
beat
on
Israel
Italy.
5-4. Well, they're 6 points behind Norway, who battered someone about 25-0 the other day.
Moldova.
And Haaland scored 5. So Italy are 6 points behind. Yeah, and Scotland are joint top with Denmark. So probability says Scotland.
Yep.
Because they drew with Denmark away. Yeah, go on the Scots. Forza Scotland.
Yes, he is a Scotsman.
Yep.
Ale, how much do you despise Brazil?
I don't put this on Brazil. We should not have put ourselves in a position in which we're depending on somebody else to get a result for us. Now, it would have been rather helpful if Brazil were able to get at least a draw against Bolivia, but admittedly so, going to altitude is never easy. I'm not going to put this on Brazil. Could have been a better performance from Brazil, but we have had the conversation time and time again that this is not exactly the best version of Brazil. So if you're going to get mad at Brazil, it's not for this version of Brazil.
Yeah.
It's not. Some people may look at this as a huge surprise that Brazil loses to Bolivia, and as disappointing as it may be for me, seeing what Brazil has been in this World Cup qualifying cycle, and I don't think anybody's really truly surprised that this happened. I'm just annoyed with Venezuela, which is different.
Well, let me stay with you on annoyance from some fans, Ale. Is Carlo doing his old club a favour by playing Rafinha but resting the Madrid boys?
Well, I assume that when you have the connection that Carlo Ancelotti has with Real Madrid, it's easy to make that assumption. I have to believe that Carlo Ancelotti is making the decisions that he thinks are best for his current team, Brazil. And he is proven to have been first-class professional in the managerial position. And so I have to trust, as I have in the past, the judgment of Carlo Ancelotti when he was with Real Madrid. I'll trust his judgment with Brazil and figuring out what is best for his current job and his current team. That's his current responsibility, not Real Madrid, and not the health and fitness of Real Madrid players. You're okay over here? It is hard to give a credible answer and a serious answer when you're fumbling with the cake.
That was close to being that.
That could have been on your suit.
It's evaporated on his plate, to be fair.
The question is, are you three putting in an invoice for this show? Because all it is eating cake and chatting footy. What a show.
Well, we're trying to make you do most of the talking.
That's true. Okay, so here you go.
And he has failed miserably doing it.
Actually,
So.
save that bite, Steve, because the next one's for you.
Oh.
Ancelotti criticised the ball boys for wasting time in yesterday's match. Did you ever get angry with ball boys for time wasting when you were a manager? Was there a road stadium that was notorious for having ball boys that would time waste?
No, but I did actually apologise to a ball boy when I was coaching in the USL for the Bulldogs. We were playing Rochester Rhinos in Rochester, and it's the biggest game of the season. And the ball's gone out, and it's gone into the crowd, and as it goes out and it's on its way, the ball boy throws the ball to one of their players, and he throws it quickly, and they almost scored. And I snapped at the wee boy, at the ball boy. And then about a second later, I was like, he's only doing his job. So I got up and went over, said sorry to him, and he was fine. I felt rotten. I felt awful going across because I was like, can't believe I did that.
I imagine it's the same over in the UK and Europe for that matter, but there is a real cultural difference between ball boy behavior here in the United States as compared to where I come from, Venezuela, and then South America as a whole. When you are winning and it's late in matches, and you're in South America, your own ball boys disappear. You cannot find a ball boy. They're nowhere to be found. Conversely, if you're trailing, they cannot get the ball back in quicker. I mean, these guys are on it. And usually, these are either players that come from the youth national team or from youth teams and local teams in South America. And so they are very aware of what the game calls for. The ball boys here in the United States in Major League Soccer, a little inside look. These are positions that are given to teams that buy a certain allotment of tickets to go to the game. So there are local kids from local youth teams that are just happy. They're like, hey, we're coming to the game, and our parents are over there, and they're like, hey, that's my dad over there, that's my mom over there, whatever. And so they have no real sense for the game. They're like, okay, well, I guess we're rooting for my team, but if the other team needs the ball real quick, I'll give them the ball. And it's so frustrating because you want to go to them and say, no, right now, we do not need to be quick with the ball. But I can understand that there's a cultural difference in how you approach the game. Back home, much different than it is here.
I love it that you kind of secretly probably respected it.
What?
The little ball boy doing his job properly.
I wasn't listening. I was thinking about having another bit of cake.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't need my kids running up the walls after eating all of that.
Right,
Okay.
I'll show a bit of discipline.
I'll show a bit of discipline now I've eaten a third of it.
Yeah.
Your piece was rather large, Stevie, I must say.
I thought I deserved it, to be honest with you.
You put a lot of hard work in today, I get it.
Ale, shouldn't Arteta be sacked if he doesn't deliver any trophies this season? It's impossible he keeps his job if Arsenal ends up trophyless again.
See, this is when you as an organization, you have to make a decision as to what you want and what your ambitions are. If you're having a team that is as competitive as we expect Arsenal to be over the course of the season, and not only in Premier League competition, but as well in Champions League and cup competitions, and you're thinking, well, the expectation is to win it. So what do you give value to? You win an FA Cup over being competitive across all competitions? Is that more important? That you're pushing Liverpool to the brink over the course of the whole long season? It's more important that you win an FA Cup over doing that? I think Mikel Arteta has done a really good job with Arsenal. But the whole trajectory of Arsenal leads to one thing and one thing only: the expectation of winning the Premier League. And if you come up short, then that's when I imagine the decision makers at Arsenal said, maybe we need somebody else to take us to that next level. He's taken us as far as he's going to take us. Maybe there's somebody else that can take us even further.
Okay. Don, do you still hate hot cheese?
Yeah, depends what it's on. Can't stand it on a burger. Pizza, fine, but never on a burger.
What about a toasty?
No. No.
But that's just
It's
the
hot
same as
cheese,
pizza,
Stevie.
isn't
What's the
it?
difference, aye?
Yeah, but a pizza's got a bit of mushroom and a bit of spice and a bit of, pepperami and chorizo on there or whatever
them
you
in
like.
your
but
toasty as well.
I can get by on a pizza. Nah, it's not my thing, Stevie. Cold cheese, fine.
Wait a minute.
Cheese platter.
Okay,
beautiful.
I got a question then. If you have a burger, right? And then you just grab a slice of cold cheese out of the refrigerator and you put it in the burger, you're fine with that?
Well, no, because that's hot cheese. It's going to warm up, innit?
Well, if you leave the cheese out in a
It's
cheese
gonna
plate,
melt.
hold on. If you leave the cheese out on a cheese plate over the course of a get-together, that cheese gets hot too.
No. Come on. If
Melted
you've got a nice
cheese,
cheese
right?
platter and a few biscuits and a few crackers, you can make a lovely few crackers with like a nice bit of butter and a bit of cheese on with a cup of tea, and you go, yeah, that's nice. But like putting cheese on a burger, that's too much. Too much.
Yeah, so the answer is yes, he still hates hot cheese. On meat, it would appear. All right, thank you so much for sending in your questions.
Yeah, well, hold on. Can we
Say, swing it
actually,
round.
yeah, give
Swing it round the other way.
other look. The other look is, I think,
I didn't know where the shark
where am I going? This way.
over that way. I didn't know where the shark. Spin it around that way.
Oh,
Spin it.
there it is.
Tell you what, that's a shark
What
bite.
a chunk.
And
a
there
shark
it is. And there it is.
A big appetite, haven't you, Stevie?
Oh, it's a crime scene is what
Healthy
it is.
By the way, you haven't left any yourself.
What? I know, but mine was respectable size.
Yeah, right. The same as mine.
Thank you for my cake. Thank you very much.
Oh, happy birthday,
welcome.
Kay.